All right, what's up, fellas? It's Cornerback Pro Mark Parson, and this video is going to be a tip for all my guys on the interview process. Now, I'm not just talking about interview process with reporters. Really, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the interview process for you to get the job that you want. So, I'm talking I'm talking about with the coach. So, if you're in high school, well, you have to be able to talk to your and sell yourself to the coach. Why should I have you? Why should I have you? And then if you're in college, same thing when it comes to the professional coach. Or if you're a guy off the street and you're just trying to get on a professional team, you're trying to try out and make it happen, man. Look, so a couple simple tips that can really help you. So, with that being said, I'm going to start by telling you my story. When I was a kid, man, I was groomed to do this type of stuff, man. And you have to, if you weren't groomed by your parents at a young age, you're gonna have to start now. So something my dad used to do when I was in Little League, he would have the camera and he would ask me something very simple, yet you'd be surprised. A lot of people are not practicing this stuff. And it's gonna help you in your life, whether it be a job or you own a business and you're trying to get an investor. I mean, it's simple stuff. It's role play. Role play. So parents, role play with the your youth, your young football players, high school guys. Role play with your homie. Role play with your parent. It don't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Role play. So you can learn how to speak intelligently so that you can practice. So if you know any sales organization, any top sales organization, they before they usually go out to their day, whether it's door knocking, whether it's cold calls, whether it's retail, they always role play before they start. So that's going to make you better tremendously. All right. So my dad used to do that, man. He would have a video. I still got footage of this, and he would ask me questions. So, hey, what makes you, hey, Mark, what makes you, one of the best running backs in the league, or, yada yada. Who's your favorite player? Just ask questions, and then you're gonna have to be able to answer them, and be comfortable. That's how you build confidence. It's repetition. So role play, guys. Practice every single day. It's simple. It takes you about 30 seconds, literally 30 seconds to 2 minutes, but that is going to pay off. It's going to pay off. So then, being able to, and also I always talk about read books. Make sure you sound smart. Make sure you watch the best guys. So good guys like Kobe Bryant, guys like that who are very smart. Man, watch. You got to be a student of the game. This is the business side of things, and you'd be surprised. Like my pro guys understand. They're like, yo, he knows what he's talking about. There's a business side of sports, and you have to be good at both, on the field and off the field. All right, because you got to get people to like you. You have to sell yourself. So, with that being said, again, look, that's the first thing. Role play, get as many repetitions as possible. Make sure you're reading books. Make sure you're studying the tape of the top guys, like the top pro guys and college guys who sound smart, and you're like, yo, he knows what he's talking about. He's smart. He can express himself intelligently, right? You want to do that because that's going to help your brand. You'll be able to sell, cereal, Wheaties. They'll put you on their box. But if you can't talk, look, listen to me. If you can't talk, if you don't feel comfortable talking, you're gonna miss out on a lot of money. You're gonna miss out on a lot of scholarships. You understand the big picture of this thing, man. This is entertainment at the end of the day. I know you love the sport, and that's great. You need to be passionate and love the sport, but understand this is a business. And you need to prepare for yourself. You need to prepare as early as possible. So I'm gonna tell you why it's important to be able to sell to your coaches, and I'll give you a couple resources so you can practice. When I went to All right, so guys, I was coming out of Fort Union Military Academy. So I didn't have a whole bunch of, scholarships, and I had opportunity. And at the end of the day, that's all a man can really ask for is opportunity, right? So then you just got to make the most of it. So I didn't get a lot of. I know I had Hampton University, which is a great institution, a great school. My sister played softball there. But I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go. Not everybody's like me, right? Now everybody's willing to take a risk. I did. I took a huge risk. I said no to this full ride to Hampton. I wanted to go D1A, so I went to Fort Union. And I went to Fort Union. I had some interest from like UNC and some other schools, and guess what? They didn't offer. I was like, oh shoot. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh shoot. So we reached out to every college in the whole universe. Man, I'm telling you, we reached out to every college. You're like, man, you'd be surprised. And it was the right place at the right time because at Ohio University, their coach just got fired and Coach Sulz was coming in. They didn't have anybody. They didn't have anybody they liked. It was all Ohio boys. They didn't have any guys from down south. And they're like, yo, I'm not used to this, man. We got to get some more recruits in here. You know? So I just happened to call at the right time. And they were, the quarterbacks coach was like, yeah, I like, send me your film. Oh, I like the film. Let me go ahead and ask their DC, see if it's cool. Get to go ahead. And they said, yeah. Now, they didn't offer me anything. They really didn't know who I was. They're just going off of the film and just me being lucky. You know what I'm saying? That's why you just got to work and send out as many people as possible and the right people. And sometimes it just fits into place. So I'm like, so when I'm about to leave, my dad was like, look, man, this is your chance, bro. Imagine this. Put yourself in my shoes. Like, look, you took a risk and it's not look like it's panning out well, right? It's not panning out well so far. You may lose a lot of money, but now you got an opportunity. There's no guarantee. A lot of those guys have offers already who go on those official visits. Me, I did not. So he's like, look, you're going to have to make this happen, man. You're going to have to sell yourself. Don't leave there without no scholarship, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm with you, man. So it was a big deal for me. So we go on the regular official visit stuff, and what happens, and I told the story a little bit. I think I told the story in another video, but we go to the Ohio University basketball game, and we're all the recruits. We're in there, and the coaches, and they got some of their. I think they had some, the host or whatever. And what they were doing is Coach Solich was he was in the office, like at the bottom, like kind of on the floor of how the arena was. It's called, I forgot what the arena's even named, but he was on the floor in an office. Okay, so they were taking guys one by one for him to speak with them. And I listened to. I had one of my hosts, and he was like, it was just Josh Abrams, which is funny because he was one of my homies later on. But he was like, hey, look, that's where they're going. Coach Solich. He's like, Coach Solich is gonna let you know if they're gonna offer you or not. I'm like, oh shoot, So I'm nervous. So, I'm nervous. I'm like, yo, man, this is my chance. This is my chance. So then they finally get to me, and he said, all right, Mark, it's your turn. Um, so I get down there and I'm in the room, man. I'm kind of nervous, man, but I know how to express myself and I'm a lot better now, but back then I was been practicing since I was a kid, man. My dad was in sales when he was younger. He was in sales. So he always taught me the importance of like being able to sell. And when people think, you just always, like a person with salesman, you just selling a product. Nah, man. Selling is you could be selling your ideas to your parents. So kids are some of the best sellers ever, man. They're some of the best people in sales because they know how to get stuff out of their parents. You know, you got to be able to sell your ideas to your own kids when you have kids. You got to be able to sell your idea to get a girlfriend. Like, why should she be with you? You know, why should she be with you? You got to be able to sell yourself. Or sell yourself to get a job. And this is what it is. In college football is a job, right? So I get in there, and he's like, he's Coach Solich. If you look him up, you go Coach Frank Solich. He's this little small, short guy, but he's swole. And he was like, hey, Mark, just talking. Hey, how was your time? So I'm like, sir, this is, I really enjoy myself. I really want to let you know I really appreciate the opportunity and to bring me here, first of all. And I love the campus. So I expressed how much I enjoy myself and how much I liked the whole experience. So I'm showing enthusiasm and appreciation off top. And he's like, okay, great. So then I'm like, I didn't ask him any questions. So that's really important in sales because when you do an interview and you're trying to get a job, this is a job, you want to make sure you have a list of questions to ask them, some intelligent questions, so they can see, okay, he's really serious, he's really done his homework or whatever. But back then, I didn't really know too much. But he started talking, and I forgot what he said. But then I said, "Yes, sir." And coach, I want to tell you this right now. I'm going to be the best cornerback that ever come through this school. I said, you give me the opportunity. I'm a worker. This is what I do. I'm going to work my tail off. I'm going to stay out of trouble. I'm going to make sure I do things correctly. I'm always on time. I started selling myself and selling my value. I should have shown my value. And then, I gave it everything I had. And then he said, oh, wow. So So you would want to be here, right? You want to come. I said, yes, sir. He said, great. Welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and sign the contract. So it was funny because I started selling him, but he was trying to sell me, on coming because he liked the film and he liked who I was and where I was coming from. But the point is, you have to be able to express yourself intelligently and you have to be able to talk. So if you have trouble talking, the best thing to do is talk more in front of people. All right, study people who are really good at something. Get a mentor, role play, practice. And here's the last thing I want to give you. It's a resource. Look, study is so much information on the YouTube. Study how to sell. I'm telling you. You guys, you young guys talking about getting a girl, and I always say, just go for it. Don't be scared of rejection. Embrace rejection. So, there's a pretty girl in your class or a pretty girl in your school. Never be scared. Just go for it. Now, here's the thing. You can improve your chances by understanding how to sell. So, like, I'll give you this guy. Look up Grant Cardone. Look up Grant Cardone. Now, you can type in YouTube how to sell and stuff like that. You can do that. But Grant Cardone, there's different techniques you can use, and and I say techniques, I'm just saying like learning how to express your value. You know what I mean? But go for it. You learn by experience too. So go for the pretty girl, man. Go for it. You know, strike up a conversation. Show why you're valuable. Not bragging. Don't brag, but there's different ways to do it. I'm not going to get into that. But these are different tips for you to improve your skills, man. Role play. Parents, if you're watching this, role play. Put the camera on, get them on film, and then critique them. That's how you guys are going to get that job. This is really bigger than necessarily football. You have to practice on expressing your value to others, man. You have to work on being able to speak and talk. It's extremely important in you getting that scholarship. It's extremely important in you getting that NFL deal. It's extremely important in you getting that investor if you're a business person or entrepreneur later on. It's extremely important in you getting a job in the marketplace. All right, so this is very important. Hope you guys understand this. Uh, Again, I gave you a couple guys to look up. Grant Cardone, he's one guy that I like on YouTube. And then just look up how to sell. The psychology of it. And watch how much you watch how much you learn, man. See how much better you are at expressing yourself and talking. You're gonna feel confident and comfortable. You're gonna feel loose because you're like, I know what to do. Just like how I teach you guys how to go do one-on-ones and to guard man to man and what zone is supposed to look like and all this other stuff. Look, if you get the programs and you practice it, the techniques, you get really confident. So you get loose out there, you feeling good, man. So it's the same thing with when it comes to talking. Like, I'll give you an example to finish off this video. I spoke to over 20,000 kids back in 2013. So I went on like an elementary school, like Dream Big tour. And I was nervous. You'd like, yo, they're kids, Mark. Man, I went to these elementary schools and these middle schools. And imagine that you got all these kids and you got to be able to capture their imagination and their attention for a certain amount of time. And I was like, crap. The first one was kind of shaky because I was like, it's my first one. So it wasn't the best one. My boy Brandon McCray went with me. It was kind of shaky, but we got it done. The kids enjoyed themselves. By the last one, because I did it had to be like 15 or 20. I forgot how many. Man, it was easy, dude. I was just flowing. It was like I had an outline of how I do things, but I was just flowing, So I was just flowing, and it was a lot of fun, and I was confident. I was loose. So the goal is it's a numbers game. I always talk about 10,000 hour rule or 10,000 rep rule. It's a numbers game. So do more role plays. Try to holler at more girls. Apply for jobs. I don't know, whatever you need to do to improve your skills. And girls, if you're watching, hey, same thing. I don't want to exclude the girls because there's some girls out there that are extremely better at football. I went and trained Atlanta Steam football players when I went to Atlanta, and they're no joke. She said she could beat me in a race. I bet she could. She would. Satia, she ran track at Texas A&M, so she could fly. But anyways, make sure you guys email me cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask for the training programs, and let's get better today. Improve your skills. Improve your skills every day. So much to do to get better. All right, peace.